We dropped the pen and made them cunt these niggas pussy.
You know, a person that means a great deal to me. This is a brother and everything else that kind of falls in between that category and around it. You know, somebody that definitely gave me a chance and pretty much kind of led us to where we are today. You know what I'm saying? But you know, legend and everything else that falls in between that as well. You know, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Taj,
Oh, we got the real name. Look at that. How you doing, man?
Mr. Figueroa.
Himself.
Mr. Figueroa.
What's going on, man? How you feeling?
Like we could have saved a lot of time if you would have set this up.
Shut
Time you start
up. It was.
you asked me.
Yay. Hey.
I'm just being honest.
Hey. That was not a. Hey. Anyway, my whole thing was I'd rather be safe than sorry.
I just want to see like how hard you finna sweat this whole interview.
I'm so hot right now, bro, from running up and down the fucking, you know what I'm saying? But look, it's not what he came here to talk about.
That nigga said running up and down the elevator.
Bruh, same shit, bro. That shit is hot as hell down there. You know what I mean? This is hot. It's humid here. You know what I mean? But it's all right.
Go ahead.
No, man. Like I said, it's fucking hot out here. But anyway.
That nigga already made it.
It's a lot going on. But anyway, it's just this kind of, just get into it as well. You know, we just, everybody knows your origin. We know exactly, kind of what you're about. You know what I mean? And or at least from what people, can guess, at least. You know what I mean? I just kind of want to get into, deeper into your actual, yourself. There's a lot of shit out there that, people don't know, especially like getting into like your, the love that you have for film. I think that's very interesting. And I've always wanted to talk about this because he has a book, guys, and let's just talk about it, You have a book of most creative stuff that I've seen in a while. And I'm very curious when some of that is gonna hit the streets. When are we gonna, kind of get to see that?
When is the right time?
And is that kind of how you do everything? Just everything has to be timing, or is it something
with shit like that, it's gotta be the right time. I mean, but with everything, of course, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But just from the visual standpoint, because I know, music is, always gonna be the first thing I would guess. But other ventures in this is important.
It all come into each other. So the music, film, like they both need each other. Like visuals and sound.
No, I mean, those are things that you're very hands on with yourself. Kind of,
you been there with me when I was writing. You feel me, like working on my script and shit for movies and all that.
No, exactly. And I mean, like I said, obviously not gonna give any of them away here, but there's definitely a couple in there that's like, damn, like, you know what I mean? Like, shit is hilarious. You know what I mean? Especially the Trap House one. But I mean, it's just imperative to say, because a lot of, your, like, just even we can go with, the album that had, Deja Vu on it and all those, great songs. As far as that album as a whole, it feels very, very nostalgic. And then when you see the videos and stuff that come with it, they don't have a very, I would say, mainstream type feel. Even though, again, I was there for a good bit of them and did a couple of them, this is not the ones that I did. Like, they look very, very, I would say, ahead of its time, but just, for lack of a better term, you know what I'm saying? Like, is that something that you planned, or did you write those specific ones? Like, what was your idea when you were making that album?
I came up with the treatments for the videos with, of course, a lot of help with like Crush Lab, and you remember David, R.I.P. David, yeah, real cool man, and his wife, who also helped a lot. You feel me? Like, they went crazy, but for the most part, clairvoyance. What you talking about? It's crazy because the nigga who made Deja Vu and American Muscle about to be here right now. That's crazy.
Full circle. Oh, he's here already. Yeah, come.
nigga come in.
I didn't even see him come
Shout
in.
my nigga. That nigga just teleport. He just appeared in this bitch.
Full
But
circle.
full circle.
No, that's what I'm saying. It just, I mean, I know we all know that you don't write and things of that nature as far as
No. Don't get me wrong. Like I write, but it's just like in the moment type shit.
time and place.
Yeah, because when it comes to like writing and just freestyling, because sometimes freestyling helps you get to, like, it might not be the song a nigga want, but freestyling, when I listen to the song over, I'll be like the potential or what I think is like the hardest or what needs to be a fire, what could be a hook or what need to be a verse. It help me just deconstruct. But that shit different.
Yeah.
Because sometimes freestyle is hard straight on down, and sometimes writing. A lot of times writing, like, that's him. It just it just makes it easier. Like when you go in, so when you're at a studio session, like you ready to knock it out, you aren't wasting no time. But freestyling definitely just helps as far as like you could knock
Just
shit out
fleshing,
back to back to back. Cause what I like about freestyling is you could knock out so many beats and then like you just developing different flows and tones on a different scale and a different level.
Yeah, things that you're, I mean,
And you just it's like it's almost practice too in a way because it just warms you up for the next track and the next beat. But it also is it just build catalog and discography.
yeah, no, and I mean,
Whether you use the track and the song or not, like I like to run through beats just because it's like
facts.
because I might hear it be like this ass, but I might hear like a few bars and then I'll come back to it like, all right, let's redo it.
No, and I mean, I just because I always kind of wondered that too. Like, sitting there watch you go through that now, it kind of makes sense now. You know what I mean? But if you're in an album mode, or is the songs that you're running through and stuff like that? I mean, is it just kind of one of those things where if it's good, it's gonna end up on the album, or is it like this has to fit that sound and such to make it on an album, that whatever the album that you're thinking about doing now?
All right, so lately I've been on like a little phase where I basically just wanted to prove to myself that I could get on any type of beat, of course, but now I have to have specific
Yeah,
beats for
specific
for my
projects.
for my projects and all that basically. So I really want to make sure that they have a tone. I want to make sure that it's set up right, and I want to make sure it has an atmosphere. I want to build an atmosphere, and I want to have a community with that. You feel me?
And I mean, it's very. I mean, that's good that you're not me saying that you're now being conscious about it, but you're doing that and going that way about it, just because like all those fucking whiteboards with all the fucking songs and how things were listed out and how you would go about listing out your shit. That's why I'm kind of saying about like the whole Clairvoyance album, even the album after that. It's just all those have a certain atmosphere, and it things like now, if you're pinpointing on it or going for it, I don't know if that was something that you were doing then compared to now, or you're just more focused on that now than you were before.
Really, I had to say, yeah. As far as having like a specific like atmosphere with every project now, that's what I'm more focused on now. But for me, I had to just prove to myself and
Yeah.
just let niggas know, like, bro, it don't matter if it's a this that type beat, I'll wreck it. But for the most part, now I'm just doing
You're trying
Thouxanbanfauni type beats, and they gonna make Thouxanbanfauni type heat.
it's yo. Anyway, but the fucking I mean, it just looks like it's a game plan now. You know what I mean? Like it's a set game plan. You know what I mean? Find that very
It's an agenda, yeah, tunnel vision.
yeah, but it's growth as well. It's growth within the craft. I would say as well. If you're especially planning and plotting and molding something from nothing to into a whole project. You know what I mean? As far as being more of a executive more than just the artist. I would say. You're not gonna make no beats yourself. I wasn't wondering why you don't make beats anymore.
And I still make beats. I mean, just none you heard of right now.
I have never seen you. I have never seen you in a very long time look at a talk about. Oh yeah, I'm about to.
Cause I don't do that around like the fuck.
It's a different.
Yeah, for me, it's like when I make beats, it's like it's an intimacy with it. So it's like just the same way when I would write. You
Mhm.
feel me? Not when like it's over with. I
Yeah.
still write, but I
When
just
you
like I
write.
just like that. Yeah, I just like I feel
Mhm.
like I do better on a lot of that shit when I'm just in a clear space.
No, I mean I understand that. I mean,
Especially coming back to it because I done slowed down on it, but it's like
yeah.
coming back to making beats and shit because now I just get so many I got so many beats I get for
Mhm.
free in my email, this and the third.
Mhm.
And like I don't even need to produce because I produce myself at first.
Yeah.
But I like to see what everybody else could bring to
Bring
the
to the
table,
table.
what I could learn from other producers
Mhm.
because us a lot of them be you always learn something new basically when you fuck with somebody who in that same doing that same craft as you.
Yeah.
And they might not do it the exact same way, but for
Mhm.
the most part you always can learn something.
No, but I mean it's who. I mean, I never really thought of it in that sense. You know what I mean, I just think, as far as, people getting, complacent and, getting the free beats and stuff like that, that they kind of stop or slow down if they were making beats before, you know what I'm saying?
No, put them speakers up here, yeah.
But, getting complacent on, making their own beats and things of that nature. But it's good to see that you're, that there's still a way to that could happen still, you know what I'm saying?
No, always.
Mhm. But even moving from there, I mean, I want to also talk about too. I mean, there's a there's a lot kind of to unpack from the whole stuff and what that you have going on. If it's not, kind of the anime stuff or the, kind of more the Atlanta type, type tip and shit like that. But I mean, and pulling from those different sources and things of that nature. And this is gonna fall into like the, what's your inspiration, but dealing with multiple kind of, I guess, inspirations, how are you kind of channeling them in what you do and have kind of everything that you are in a sense?
Inspiration as far as what
Just,
or
kind
just
of,
what my
yeah, what, yeah,
entire aesthetic
exactly.
of how everything is.
Yeah.
I mean, I just channel it
Mhm.
into what I got going on in the moment, like the heat
Mhm.
of the moment.
So it's all in the moment.
It's heat of the moment, and then a lot of things is also like sometimes it's premeditated,
Mhm.
and sometimes it's heat of the moment. But Libra gang, I just balance it out. Gotta keep that balance.
Birthdays are a week apart. No cap. You know what I mean?
Libra gang, Libra gang.
Forever. But no, I mean, I feel it. I
Oh
mean,
no, you in September, ain't
I'm
you?
like, yeah, I'm the 26th.
So you Virgo gang.
Nah, I'm the day, I
Leo.
think the day after. Like, I'm like, I missed to be a Virgo by like a day or some shit. Could be wrong, but I'm a Libra for
Libra
sure.
gang.
You know what I mean? But no, I mean, I just kind of find that, like I said, I find it interesting just because, like a lot of, artists kind of, they have that one kind of solid inspiration. They just kind of run with it. You know, you in the other sense, you have a
Like as far as inspiration, you mean like
just, from
other
subject matter, from subject matter to like, what you're posting, how you're dressed, how, the whole entire nine from, the whole entire nine from, point A to point B. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, as far as subject matter, everything inspire me. Like it could be something that happened that day. It could be from a movie I saw. It could be from almost bro, everything inspire me.
Mhm.
It could be just looking down, being on the balcony and seeing the city. Like everything inspiring. Everything goes into the art of what I'm creating and makes the form of it. And then I get inspired again. And then I choose to be in like pretty much like it's like a paradox when it
Mhm.
comes to creativity, just due to the fact that I like to be in my own tunnel with it, but it's like
Yeah.
you also got to look on the outside yourself, and
Mhm.
you feel me?
And
Basically,
pull from different, kind of like put yourself in, other shoes and type
but
shit.
yeah, that's why I like traveling so
Mhm.
much. I like traveling because I get to see like how other
Mhm.
people also do they shit,
Mhm.
no matter the scale or level they at, but
Yeah.
it inspires me.
No, I mean, and I find
But
that, go ahead.
no, say what you
No,
was
I was
saying.
gonna say, because no, I mean, even speaking on the, the traveling thing, I mean, which is completely correct. Because I mean, when you're out here for, in LA for however long that was, forever. What it felt like, but the albums and stuff that came from that, especially like the time of my life. Shout out Indigo and everybody else that worked on that project. But you know that, and then moving back to wherever, moving from LA and going back, and then working on the stuff that you're working out there. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely a clear difference, but it's also, you can feel like it's environmental as well. It's a product of the environment in a sense. You know what I mean? That makes sense.
No, I understand what
Mhm,
you're saying. So for the most part, even recording
mhm,
overseas or just being in so many different countries or cities, recording music,
mhm,
doing videos, you realize it's a universal language when it comes to certain shit. Like
mhm,
it's just pain. People understand pain because we all go through a different type of pain, but it's the same. It's the same level. But
mhm,
you know what? No, I'm gonna reword that. We all go through the same pain, but on a different scale. You feel
mhm,
me? Like you can't measure that. Like how you can't measure evil, you can't measure good type shit.
mhm. And it's just something that it's kind of up for interpretation in a sense, to your level of, you know what I mean, as far as like people that are interpreting the music in itself, I would guess.
Yeah, but that's why
Mhm,
a lot of things like if they don't catch on at that point then and there, then it's like that's why it ages well.
mhm,
And I want my music like I want it to be timeless
yeah,
and I want it to age well, like
mhm,
fine wine. Like that's the point. It's not about like people hearing it that then and there and it just streaming it at the top. Don't get me
yeah,
wrong. I wanna chart,
yeah,
be number one, have serious placements. But also some people catch on later on and then it ends up being like one of their favorite joints. It
yeah,
don't matter. Like how we was always talking about with like Fetty Wap and Trap Queen,
yeah,
how that
yeah,
shit been out for 2 years and it didn't
still
catch traction until like 2 years later, and
yeah,
he went on tour with Taylor Swift. Like
that's
some
crazy.
people just late to the wave, but then when they do catch it,
Makes
shit go
sense.
crazy. Yeah.
I mean, even with that, I mean, I'm sure everybody in the world's asking the question, but I'm curious 'cause I've never asked this, so I don't know the answer. But I mean, with Deja Vu blowing up as crazy as it is, how, like, Ultraviolet, what I mean, like, how did like how does that like kind of feel? Because that's like your trap queen in a sense, but picked up a lot quicker. You know what I'm saying? But how does that kind of like? What does that feel like to have like, of like, I don't know, like, I think Spotify had it at the time that I seen, it was at like 43 million or something like that. Like how does that like, how does that fucking feel? Like that's fucking crazy. Like,
Oh, it's cool, but it
mm,
also makes me understand that like like I like to do videos for old songs too, or what
yeah,
people consider old, whatever old is to you,
mm,
And in my eyes, it's like music is timeless,
yeah,
or at least like we said earlier, I want my music is timeless. That's how I feel it.
mm,
Like it doesn't. You have the fan core, like the core fans and everything.
mm,
Who as soon as you drop something, they bump it and then they on to the next. But then you have the people who it sit with them and solid, and then you got the folks who just now heard of it and
mm,
it stick with them. You know, and that's why I like doing music videos for shit from years ago. Like how
mm,
I just dropped Beyond the Pines
yeah,
a few months ago, but it came out like years ago when I
yeah,
dropped the X Files and just with a lot of other songs.
yeah. And I mean,
Be I feel my music just timeless. So
no, and I mean, it's, and I again, and I mean, and, and this could be for, be honest, it 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 is ahead of its time as far as, you know, like I said, just beat wise, subject matter, flow, and everything like that. I mean, I was talking to a friend of ours, not gonna say who, and talking to a friend of ours, and they were saying like, you're you are the only person that was in it, still probably to this day, in Atlanta, that has like immediately recognizable flow. There's not a person that can copy that. That's, you have the most original kind of organic kind of way of kind of approaching a song. So thus those songs that did or does well, or whatever the case is, are kind of going to be timeless because there's not anything out there that's emulating it.
and why you can't say who that friend was? Who that friend was?
Because I would hear it.
And just say it.
I would hear it.
And just say it.
Don't feel like hearing
Just
it.
say it.
Our good friend DJ London 360X. You know what I mean? Shout out London 360X. She's gonna kill me, but it's alright. I love you. You know what I mean? You can't get me from where you're at anyway. But anyway, so it's one of those things where it's like it's serious though. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like a lot of people would agree. You know what I mean? Like, how do you feel about that actually? So you
It's just crazy. Like
Mhm.
you be talking to my ex.
Yo,
One,
anyway.
two.
We're friends. We're good friends.
No, of course,
Yeah.
but it don't count because it's my ex. She cool, but still,
Great person.
yeah. It count, but it don't count. But yeah, she.
Anyway.
I'm.
We're not tripping. He being he
I'm
being
I'm just saying
we-
who anonymous. That's all.
anyway. Anyway. How does that make you feel though? Like in that sense, that statement.
That's cool.
That's like a deposition. Anyway, continuing. So I mean, moving on from there. She's gonna fucking kill me. Ah, that's bad. Anyway, oh well, it is what it is. Things happen. But I say that to say, moving on. The next project. I'm curious. What's the name? What are we doing? What's the premise?
Can't disclose that right now.
Can't disclose it.
You gonna know when you'll know.
I'm just curious to kind of see, like, is it?
No.
Oh, I can't guess. I can't play around the idea of
I
it.
guess.
Not gonna guess his name. I'm just saying. It's just I'm curious on the like how long you been working on it.
What the
as of now.
concept?
Yeah, that and the concept. How long you been working on the concept? Just curious. For the people at home, inquiring minds.
I'll say it's got like Lou Reed, Perfect Day, Sex Pistols, Train Spotting vibes.
Train
And that's what I'm
spotting.
gonna leave. That's what I'm gonna leave at that. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. If you want to know, do your research.
You're a crazy man. Anyway,
You'll get it when you see the
the tr-
video.
I can't wait. But
Your anonymous friend know all about that.
anyway,
Our anonymous friend.
our anonymous friend. We have a lot of friends in common though. You know what I mean? A lot of friends. So we could be talking about a number of people, mind you. So it's all good. But moving on from there as well. I mean, I want to also kind of give definitely your flowers. I mean, just from my, standpoint, you helped me learn a lot. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that I'm doing now. Okay.
Flowers.
Flowers.
You know what?
We give
You could do me a solid. You go in the room real quick and open that closet and get the thing that looking like a flower real quick.
Oh no.
Get Tim his flowers too.
We got one flower.
You see it? You see it?
Wait, if it looks like a flower, is it a flower?
Yeah.
Oh, it is a
Yeah. For Tim. Tim, this for you, man. Get your flowers.
Appreciate it.
Got a diamond.
Goddamn.
Yeah, there you go, man.
Anyway, I'm just gonna put that there. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things, that, even if you were trying to teach it or not to help me out, you know what I'm saying? And the work ethic and such and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I just kind of, you don't give the respect you deserve sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So definitely want to just
What you mean by that?
in a sense of like, like not everybody is going to sit here and say like, oh, you can't learn everything from everybody. I've heard that a lot just from like, I would say peers that
You
say
can't learn everything from everyone. What that got to do with my respect?
I'm saying that I respect the fact that even though people will go out of their way and try to, I guess you could say, rain on somebody's parade because of something, it's still whatever you would said to me that kind of is making that happen. Still, pride and true. You know what I mean? It still made sense throughout shit that didn't make sense for me. You know what I mean?
For example?
For example, I mean, shit, even like with this. The whole time we would, I mean, we can get into it. I mean, we did a lot of footage between the time that we met each other and to now. Mind you, I got robbed, lost all of it. Fuck them niggas that robbed me. But it is what it is. But kind of even doing like the little interviews and things like that throughout the whole thing and just saying like, it'll work. You got it. Just shit like that. It really ended up making sense because I probably wouldn't have done it, you know, if it wasn't for just somebody giving the push. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of one of those people. I might toy with the idea, but I might not go through it with it. You know what I'm saying? It's just how I am. But I'm saying people that say like, nah, you can't, you shouldn't do that. It's not a good idea. Whatever the case is, you know what I mean? You should stick to this. Stick to what you know. You can do multiple things. Shit like that. You know what I mean?
How you mean? In regards to
Just yeah, exactly.
the niggas who don't want you to be diverse type shit.
Exactly.
What you call-
Exactly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's fuck them niggas.
Honestly. You know what I mean? But it all made sense in the end. Just shit like that where it just doesn't, it ends up making sense for for me in that situation. But man has so many goddamn phones. This man changes his number every week and has like man, you have like 6 news in my name in your name in my phone. Like stop getting stop getting new numbers. Like it's like you're a serial number getter.
It ain't nothing to cut that bitch off. Mm-mm.
I mean, what was overseas like?
Mm.
What was overseas like? A first hand experience with somebody that was overseas doing whatever a artist would love to do, to go overseas and play their music and hear people know every word to their song and such. What was that like?
It's amazing. That's the goal. But it just made me realize I don't even like even when I was living out here when we
Yeah.
had the whorehouse and shit in Hollywood and then well
Yeah,
I had the Hollywood spot
there you go.
and then what
Part two's gonna be fucking
Hollywood
wild.
and then moving back to Atlanta and love Atlanta,
Mhm.
miss my family, but it's like I just get bored too easily. But like, I get bored quick and just
Yeah.
realize I need I gotta get this money because I want to get a spot everywhere.
Mhm.
Cause when I'm bored, I want to just switch locations.
Mhm. Just get up and
And
leave.
in Atlanta, I done had like shit. None of y'all with me for that, but I had a spot at Lennox Station, Peachtree, and now I just got another spot at Omni Lennox. So even doing like real estate and all that out there is fire. But just having a different spot to switch at,
Mm.
and then having a spot where I could be having my privacy, solo time, and then a spot the homies could be at, and then
Mhm.
another one to rent out.
Yeah. Different spots for just
Busybody.
different occasions, pretty much.
Yeah, but even just having them in different cities and countries too, like
Yeah.
that's what like. Like I really want to move to Paris this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just cause
Like countryside or like city?
bro, if I'm gonna move to Paris, I'm gonna move to Paris.
I mean, some people really
Like,
be out there, you know what I
I'm,
mean? Getting.
I'm move to by the Eiffel Tower.
I've always heard like,
Then I'm on top. When I'm tired of that, I'm gonna move to Tokyo. Then when I'm tired of that, Lisbon, Portugal. Tired of that, Amsterdam for a little bit. Tired of that, Tokyo, Japan.
mm,
Tired of that, Sydney, Australia.
Sydney, Australia.
Yeah. I mean, that's how
Mm,
I even expanded my music when I was doing shit in Atlanta
mm,
between like being in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and being in Atlanta, Georgia.
mm,
But I always was moving around a lot. You feel me?
mm,
That's how it ended up being to where when I was switching schools and shit like that, which I hated,
mm.
because when you're younger, you want to be with all your
Your
friends and
friends.
shit. But that shit, like,
Yeah.
it's just like the connections you make from moving
Yeah.
and linking with the right people.
Yeah.
And that's just still I'm carrying that on what I'm doing right now because I realize how beneficial it is.
Mhm. No, I mean, and especially, I mean, just practically networking. You know what I mean? Just networking with the right shit, though, or the right people, I would guess. But I mean, I guess in music is different. You kind of want to make sure everybody I guess, has a chance to listen to it in a sense, especially if you're moving state to state, city to city, kind of making those first introductions on those first impressions. I'm guessing, you know what I mean, making them count. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and just finding out like it don't matter if it's even music or just fucking with niggas who do the clothes or somebody who got this going on, that going on. Everybody just got something that they really good at, and then you bring it. They'll bring something fire out of you, and
Mhm.
I'm the type of nigga I'm gonna bring something out of them to make sure they realize like even when we linked when I was in we was you we
Nah,
was
nah,
in the
don't say it.
desert.
Don't say it.
We was in the desert. That's
Yeah,
all I'll say.
yeah.
We was in the desert.
Mm.
And I linked up with you because I need a videographer, and then we did hella shit together. You feel me? Like as far as the videos,
That was
vlogs and shit.
that's still the most. When I told Nato the story of how like that happened. He said, "Damn nigga, I know. I thought you guys, I thought you met like on tour or some shit like that." I said, "Nah, I got lucky. I'm dead ass. To this day, that shit is the most random shit that's ever happened to me.
Just happened.
Nah, like I'm saying,
Made it happen.
it ended up making sense,
I don't know, like I was just out there.
literally, and you're who, which is crazy because I almost didn't pick up the phone. Cause I was like, nah, it's a scammer. It's not even real.
If it don't say scam lightly, don't even worry about it, bro.
But look,
Take a
man,
chance, man.
huh? We gotta let's get a toast. I feel like we should toast. You know what I mean? Why not?
Toast to what? What you want to toast to?
More life,
Health and wealth.
health and wealth. I have nothing.
Go ahead. It's about right there for you, my boy.
Actually,
You was
that's crazy. Yeah, let me get a bottle.
no thug it.
Okay.
It'll be all right. You're a big boy, man.
Mm,
He gonna sweat extra hard off of that.
God damn. Well, that's part 1.
All right.
We'll see you guys later for part 2. This has been with this guy.
And this dude.
Bow.
Fell in love with everything that boosts my dopamine. I need guilt drink like a fish, they say I need AA. They say I need rehab, I'm aiming one with it, no way. Overdose like ODB, I'm out of here in space. Addicted.